Yo, what's up, you guys? It's Big Joey! And today I thought we'd get into this year's 2019 Cosmetic Loadouts video. I thought this would be pretty good to throw together until I can put together a more complex video. And plus I do this each and every year and show you guys some of my loadouts for each and every class. And hopefully this gives you guys some ideas of your own, of stuff you can put together for your classes. But anyways, without any further ado, let's start with the Scout. So this is a loadout that I've had pretty much every year, at least this theme. But this year I crafted my own, the frickin' sweet ninja hood, which I really liked. So I threw that on. And this year we got the Polar Pal, which is one of my favorite new cosmetics in Team Fortress 2. You can switch it between a polar bear, a panda, and a grizzly bear. And so I thought it'd be really cool for this ninja loadout to throw on the panda bear onto the ninja's shoulder there. Loadout B. I've got this kind of Athenian Icarus kind of loadout going, and normally this does have its own headpiece that if you have the Athenian attire and the Olympic leapers, it goes together great with it. It really came with it. But I thought I just want to switch it up just to be a little bit different, and so I threw together also the Warren's Warren helmet with it, and it looks great to me. Loadout C. We have this kind of commando loadout that I had last year, and it's great, I still like it, and you can switch it up kind of. I found like there's 3 different cosmetics that really look well with this loadout. You can do the flakjack, you can do those gloves, you know what they're called? I forget the name of them. And you can do the flapjack kind of look, which just looks really tight and nice. And then loadout D, this kind of new millennial loadout that I threw together. It was all possible really because of the millennial mercenary, but I put on kind of this sweater, these socks with these really nice shoes, and of course the headpiece, and this really just, it just looks fitting. It looks like all he's missing really is an iPhone and a MacBook Pro on him right now. So anyways, now on to soldier loadouts. So this is a loadout that I've just missed for a long time. It's just, you know, the regular pirate loadout, but you just don't see this very often anymore in game. And to kind of give it a more distinguishable, more rugged look, I gave it the Lone Survivor, which I just really think makes it just look more, I don't know, rough, like not washed, like you've been out at sea. Just very distinguishable look. On to loadout B. I've got this general loadout for soldier, which really honestly looks like the general from these insurance commercials I see every so often. And it's just pretty generic, but it does stand out among a crowd if you're playing with the soldier in-game. Loadout C. This is absolutely one of my favorite soldier loadouts I've probably ever made. So once the Vampire Vanquisher came out, I'm like, man, that's got to be one of the sickest cosmetics I've ever seen for the soldier. And so I pretty much just made the rest of my loadout to go with it. So Fabulous Cold Front Curb Stompers, which gives him kind of these gloves and these boots, and then the Dead of Night to kind of give him like that puffy overcoat, but still like almost like a vampire hunter kind of jacket to wear with it. And loadout D, this is, I don't know, between this and C, this might be one of my favorites, or at least matches it as one of my favorites. So this is kind of like a shaman loadout that I put together, because the crit cloak didn't really seem to have so many cosmetics that went with it, but the hornblower kind of, if you put the crit cloak over it, it kind of hides the rest of the uniform, and then put the hero's hakamaki with that, and that just really gives it this kind of like shaman, ninja, exploder kind of loadout, and I really liked it. So now on to the PYRO. So this is a loadout I had, I believe, last year, and it's one of my favorite PYRO loadouts of all time. It's basically like the loadout I would have used had I became like a PYRO main, I think. I would have probably named it Muerto Macabre, which in Spanish and English would pretty much translate out to death. But yeah, it's just got like this sick, like all like death skull related kind of look going to it. And pretty much the only thing I changed was adding the flash fryer flamethrower. This kind of like just cool purple lightning flamethrower look to go with it. Very edgy. Loadout B, I've got my Killer Clown loadout, which is just terrifying. You can change up the eyes from either the pop eyes or something glowy, or even the eyes that don't really stay in place. And then if you really want to make this just look like a psychotic clown killer, you make him wear the Pretty Machete as his melee, and just look at that. That is absolutely terrifying. That is the face of death. On to loadout C. So this is my Space Pyro that I had last year, but man, just a bunch of different upgrades. So, still got the Legendary Apparitions aspect, still got the Space Diver, but switched up the MK, the MK40, I believe it might be called, to the Captain Spaceman, which kind of just seemed to make it, at least from the front, it kind of gave it like this glowy kind of look, and hopefully in game it helps not see through the actual lid and see this kind of outline right here. So I liked it. It was a very clean look though. And then, of course, we got the thermal thruster in the Pyro update, and I bought a Nostromo Napalmer together, which all together really just makes this very unique space-looking look for the Pyro. And Loadout D, this is kind of just like my random throw-together slot for Pyro. I do change this up pretty often, or at least when I do feel like making a new look for Pyro. So this isn't my favorite, but I figured if I'm going to go with like kind of like this cold winter loadout for Pyro, put together the Winter Wonderland wrap, the Sub-Zero suit, and the Cold Snap cap. So now on for the Demoman. This is the pirate loadout I had from last year, but I changed it up and took off the body cosmetic in exchange for the parrot, which has 3 different types of looks you can put on it, but I chose the Distinguished because it's different, it's cool, and it didn't copy Travagil's loadout too much, which I felt like with this pirate loadout I was kind of doing. But I really just wanted like a really cool, unique pirate loadout for the Demoman, and put it together with the bootlegger and the Ullapool Caber. Wow, I can't talk. It creates kind of like this like almost suicide mission demo, which is just really fun to use in game. Now on to Loadout B. This is my Django from last year. Pretty much nothing much to really say about this one. It's made pretty much just to look like the Django off the movie, but it's still one of the coolest loadouts I have for demo. Loadout C. This is basically my like Full Metal demo / Knights of Knee / just edgy metal demo. I really like it. I like how all the spikes come out and just make it look like this is not a guy you want to run into in the game. And, and as a bonus, if you put the Spellbook magazine with it, look, it's Full Metal Alchemy. Right here in your very eyes. Didn't expect that in TF2, but somehow they ripped that off too. And onto Loadout D. Now we have the Samurai demo that I've pretty much kept together for probably years now, but I just changed up little bits about it. And this year all I really did was changed up the, I switched the Samurai to the Legendary lid because the Legendary lid is hands down probably one of the best all-class cosmetics in the game for Team Fortress 2. It's just very well made, covers up the eyes to make kind of this cool, edgy look, and just love it. So now into the part that a lot of you guys are really here for. You probably want to see my heavy cosmetics. So this one is the Heavy Bear cosmetic loadout. You guys all know this if you've seen the Heavy Bear attacks video. One of the only things I really changed about it was I added the polar bear on there. And the reason why is because you can change it, like I said earlier. But this one you can change to the grizzly bear. So it's awesome. Like you can have like your own like grizzly bear loadout for your heavy. Plus, you can have his little cub up there. Check it out. I mean, just look at that. Just look at that. It's awesome. It all goes together. Loadout B. So this year, I should let you guys know that I now have basically 3 different Joey loadouts I use instead of just having one Joey loadout. So B, C, and D are pretty much all dedicated to that. So this first one is basically just my gold champion kind of loadout. I pretty much put this together all to match this donation I got from Derpy Dragon, which is an Australian minigun. Love it so far. It's just really fun to use in game. And to kind of go with the look, I put together the NHBL YouTube Championship, which I won when I fought against Bearded last year. And, of course, going with the hair and the gun, it just really all looks cool. It just kind of creates all this gold look. And also, I should say this, I also got a donation from You Know Him Well, so I now use the Genuine Robo Sandwich, which is a lot of fun to use in game. I didn't know it was as rare as it was until I actually looked it up, and wow, just thank you guys for both these things. On to Loadout C. So the Beetlejuice was actually a gun that I bought for myself when I was creating the Blackbeard look that I made during the Halloween update. But I sold that unusual, but I still kept the gun because I thought the gun was so cool. It gives my eyes the purple tornado effect, and it glows purple and it glows green. It's got kind of the black and white Beetlejuice look, so thus the name Beetlejuice. And the description reads, let's turn on the juice and see what shakes loose. And finally, on to Loadout D. This is the regular Joey loadout, the Jungle Booty, the Everyday Shades, and the Medic Finder. This was actually a gift, I believe, the Jungle Booty number 50, from somebody that just really liked to collect the number-type cosmetics. And, of course, I've got Zeus's Acrimony with it, and I believe it's got 60,000 or more kills now? Yeah, it's at 62,400. Jeez. I should really go outside more. So now on to my engineer loadouts. This is kind of like my Indiana Jones loadout, and I basically decided to put this together when I got this cosmetic. I just thought it'd be really unique, and when I got the Barnstormer, this was such a cool cosmetic that I'm like, man, I wish I could put together something with this that would look really cool. And when I put it with this, and when I found this jacket, it was like, oh man, like this is it. This looks like the Indiana Jones / pirate / explorer kind of look that I wanted, so I kept it. It's an awesome loadout. Onto loadout B. So this is like my futuristic robot kind of loadout, and really all I did to change it this year was just basically change some of the weapons he's got. So of course he's got to have the robotic arm to go for the robotic look, but I gave him the Thompson 6000, this is pretty much the only loadout I used that for, and I got the Killstreak Capper this year, which just when you see this in game, when you see this futuristic type of like space robot coming at you, and he's shooting this at you and he's building things, it's just a terrifying but awesome experience. Onto loadout C. So this is like Rick and Morty, like Rick slash I can't remember that guy's name. Master Roshi look from Dragon Ball Z thrown together. They gave us the Wise Whiskers in one of the updates last year, and I thought, man, I would love to put this in some kind of loadout. So I kind of just kept like this one like idea in my head of this mad scientist look, gave him the flash of inspiration and the dad duds, and it just created this, and I love it. It's so goofy looking. And even with the Killstreak Luggermorph that I got this year, even with that, it's just like, it's such a small gun, but still like cool and like futuristic, so it just really kept it all together, and I really enjoyed it. And onto loadout D, I have kept my Cute Suit NG from last year, but this year I got rid of his bear and I gave him the new aim assistant, which is awesome. You can change the style, you can have it from normal, or you can give it to mini. I choose mini because it stands out more to me, and I got him the Giger counter, which I love. I wondered how, like, what this thing actually does and how to get it, and I finally got my hands on one, and man, it's just so cool and really gives him a unique look in game. Onto my medics. So this is like the posh Hollywood medic. Like this is the medic that somehow got a hold of like a few like really top tier like YouTubers, and like he healed Muzilk once, he healed Lazy Purple, and now he just thinks he's way better than every other medic. He thinks he's too good to heal just the commoners. And so, you know, if you want him, either you gotta really stand out, or you've gotta like pay him like $50 an hour, maybe $50 every 10 minutes, who knows. On to loadout B. This is hands down my favorite loadout creation of 2018-2019, the Unholy Pope. So basically, when the Mighty Matri came out, I was like, man, that's a really good looking cosmetic, but what would that actually go with? And you could do the cross around his neck, but the Angel of Death really goes with the gold look of it, and then the Blighted Beak, if you choose the different style of, I'm not even going to pronounce that, let's just say the Golden Beak, right? It just really comes together all really spooky and unique looking, so really liked it. And yeah. On to loadout C. This is my Vampire Hunter loadout from last year. The only thing I really changed about this was just changing the eye that kind of had a scar or whatever weird look on it to the fashionable Megalomaniac, which just kind of gives him these goggles, but still looks really cool and unique from most medic loadouts I see. And lastly, this very standout medic, which is just like, this isn't my coolest looking one by far. It's actually just really goofy looking, but if you see me in game on the offhand chance that I'm actually playing a medic, it'd be kind of easy to find me if I was playing this. So pretty much just, I crafted this cosmetic, I believe, and then I just kind of started to like make things that would look like it would go with it. So that's my medic loadout, loadout D. So now on to my sniper loadouts. This is just the super edgy sniper loadout. You've probably seen this before in game, but the Triggers Tacticals and the Birdman, like when you get those cosmetics as a sniper, you're just like, oh man, these are like some of the best, and they just look so good. So I didn't really know what else would go with it, so I threw on the anger and just made the stereotypical edgy sniper look. Now on to loadout B. This is my own edgy creation. The Rifleman's Regalia was just such a good looking cosmetic, and I thought it really went together with the Professional's Ushanka. And so I was like, what would go with the rest of it, though? And so when I got the Villain's Veil, that is a really cool sniper bandana that a lot of different snipers use. It looks great with a bunch of different combinations. And I figured, why not throw it together with this combination and give it kind of like this like, upper class, like, experienced sniper look. But I really like it. It's edgy, it's cool, it stands out. And, yeah. Onto loadout C. This is my hot, fresh out of jail. When I say hot, I mean just hot out of prison. Like, just fresh out of prison sniper loadout. Like, he's got the tattoos, he's got a gold chain, he's got a bandana. He looks like he got out of prison from, like, he's been in there for, like, 10 years, and he's like, you know what, I'm gonna jump on my newly bought Harley and just drive down to TF2 and start shooting people. I gotta get this bad blood out of my system. So, I threw this together just kind of out of, like, just kind of luck, but I loved it. It's just so, like, it's just so, like, violent looking. I don't know. And onto loadout D. Here we have possibly a loadout even edgier than this loadout. This is the Lech's LED with the Down Under Duster with the Bruiser's bandana. Just, the Lech's LED is just such an edgy cosmetic that I don't think it's used enough in game. And it's really cool cosmetic for the sniper, and thrown together with the Down Under Duster, which is, of course, again, one of the most edgy cosmetics you can use for the sniper. I just thought it went really well all together. So I love using this. Gives a very different look to the sniper in game. And finally, onto my spy cosmetics. Now these I didn't change up too much, honestly. I did buy myself a professional kill streak big kill, which I love. It kind of really goes with the cartoony Toon Hood look that I use in game. And I just changed up, like, maybe the body cosmetic. I gave him the Rogues Cooler, not really sure how to say that. But yeah, it gives him kind of this more mafioso, serious kind of look. On to loadout B. I think I had, like, this maybe as the Assassin's Creed loadout last year, or something close to it. But this year I just decided to make it this kind of, like, ninja look, which I really liked. And I gave him the No Mercy, just to switch up the face cosmetic, because I use the regular, like, mask face for a lot of these. But yeah, give him this more of this ninja look, which goes together, of course, with the Rogue's Robe and the Legendary Lid. Loadout C, this is basically just all created just so I can use Harry. I just wanted an excuse to use this cat, man. This cat is so cool. Just look at it. You can switch between Villainous, Default, Sleeping. I love Harry the Cat. And I just kind of made, like, this goofy, like, I don't know, kind of just posh-looking spy to go with it. To just go with this posh-looking cat on your shoulder, just like, yes, kill them while I sleep, yes. And finally, onto loadout D. This is just my him loadout from last year, but I still really loved it. I kept it. And I don't know, it's just still one of the most unique spy loadouts that I typically see in-game. It's based off of him from the Powerpuff Girls and just kind of like this dark magician kind of look. But yeah, that about wraps up my loadouts, you guys. I hope you liked it. I hope you get some ideas of your own. And until next time, this was Big Joey. Later.